Alrighty, I'm Tipsy and welcome back to another video. Today we'll just quickly go over 4 different ways you can actually farm Polymer Bundles. So there will be timestamps in the description, just click around to whatever you find comfortable. We will be going over 2 different ways that are early game and 2 different ways that are a little bit later in the game, depending on where you are, so just go ahead and find the area you want to do it at. Alright, for the first method we'll be going over is the early game ones, and that the first one is going to be on Venus at E-Gate right here, which is an extermination mission. So you'll just want to start this mission right here. Alright, when you get into the mission, you basically want to do the mission normally, but also open the map up and look for loot containers. As you see on the map, you will be able to find these things called a polymer case. When you find the polymer cases, they will pop up on the map just as the loot containers are, and you just want to destroy those. They will drop a decent amount of polymer bundles every time you destroy those, and that is basically gonna be the main focus of this mission. So you want to run through, kill the enemies, and be on the lookout for polymer crates at the same time. Alright, so as you see here, it took us around 4 minutes to clear the mission, just killing everything, and on the way killing the container crates that were around the enemies. We got around 466 polymer bundle, and that is without any boosters or buffs or anything. So that is basically a fully normal run with a normal frame. Didn't even really use my abilities or anything like that, so you should be able to do this. For the first method here, some things to keep in mind is there's a few mods that will help you actually find the loot crates around the map. The first ones are gonna be on your frame, which is gonna be loot detector, which is an aura mod, as you see right here, that will update your loot radar with 30+, but you will also have Thieves Wit, which will update your loot radar with 42+. So if you have access to one of these, I will definitely recommend putting them on. There's also, if you have access to the pet, you can also go to your pet and see if you have the animal instinct right here. The animal instinct will also update your loot radar to be a bigger radius, so this will just basically help you to see a bigger area on the map where the loot crates can be at. Also, if you want to optimize the first method, you could go for example a Xaku here and just focus farm on range. This is nothing like a special build or anything, this is just put together to get loot detector on and most range and efficiency basically. So let's see how that runs out. Alright, with our Xaku build here, we are going into the mission. You basically just spam your 4th ability to destroy loot crates nearby. So you just run for loot crates, use your ability, and it basically destroys all loot crates in an area around you, which makes it way more easy to actually farm loot crates this way. You can also, if you have access to a limbo, you can also use the limbo build to do this. Might be a more efficient build, but yeah. Alright, so as you see here, we just finished the run with Xaku, where we basically just ran through and using his abilities to destroy crates. It took us around 2 minutes and 30 seconds, which is definitely faster than running it without a loot frame. Or a crate destroyer frame basically, as this build is. And as you see here, we got 826 polymer bundles in 2.5 minutes. So it is definitely, if you can optimize for a more loot crate destroyer build, it is definitely recommended for this mission in particular. Alright, for the second method, we will still be doing Venus, but this mission will be something different. It will be an Archwing mission called Montes. It's gonna be right here on the map, and you basically just want to head into the Montes missions, which is an Archwing extermination mission. Alright, when you get into the mission, you basically will be doing the same stuff as you did in the other mission. You'll be looking for loot crates on the map as you destroy and kill the enemies on the way to the end. Some of the loot crates will be polymer bundle loot crates, so just be on the lookout for that, but also enemies will also drop polymer bundles. So just kill all the enemies as you go through and be on the lookout for the polymer crates around the area. As you see one right here, there's a polymer crate, and you will basically just be destroying those as well as the enemies, and you will be getting a little bit of polymer bundles. This is a very simple method and will not require you to have anything other than Archwing unlocked in the game, other than having access to the Archwing missions. Alright, after you have finished the mission, as you see here, it took us around 4 minutes to just go around and slowly loot everything. Keep in mind you will also be getting mods for your Archwing, so this is definitely, if you also want to farm Archwing stuff, this is also the way to go. It is not that many polymer bundles, but it is a little bit of polymer bundle, and it can vary a lot depending on how much the enemies drops and how many of the crates that actually spawn, so just keep that in mind. Alright, just to make it simple, I basically used the Odonata Archwing with no mods equipped, just to show you how easy it actually is to do. On top of that, I used the Imperator with no mods again, so this was basically a mod-free run at all. No mods on the Archwing and on the weapon, so that's basically to show you how easy you can do it. You can also, for example, use the Itzal to loot the area with Cosmic Crush or any other thing like that. So feel free to use anything you feel like in this mission. This is an easy, simple and quick mission where you can get a little bit of polymer bundles. Alright, for the third method we'll be going over, we will be needing a loot frame because we will basically be doing survival. So for this I will be going with Khroa right here, and we will be doing it on steel path, so my build will probably be a little different. So yeah, this is basically our Khroa build, but my build I'll be using Brief Respite and an Auger mod together with a Dragon Key to actually shield gate a little bit, just so I can survive a little bit easier. That is basically the build for Khroa I will be using, but yeah, let's jump into it. Alright, when you get to Uranus, we basically have two different missions we will be able to do. Ophelia will be able to drop Tellurium too, but will have a lesser chance of actually dropping Polymer Bundles, where Assur down here will have a higher chance of dropping Polymer Bundles but won't drop any Tellurium. So these are the two different missions you will be doing, and as a result we will just be going into both of these and see what the different loot are gonna be. Alright, so first we will be going to Ophelia to try out this one, and afterwards we'll do Assur. Alright, when you get into the mission, you're basically normal survival mission. You just want to kill as many enemies as you can. The higher your kills per minute, the higher Polymer Bundle is gonna drop. I would recommend you trying to find a choke point, as I have here, where the enemies are just coming from one direction, which is making it a lot easier to farm them faster. And yeah, you basically just want to kill enemies, and if you're struggling with killing enemies in the Grenade or Ophelia mission, I would recommend doing the Assur, as that mission is an infected mission, which will not have as high an armor class as this mission will. So just keep that in mind and do whichever one you like to. When the Acolyte spawns in, you basically want to use your ensnare on the Acolyte to basically be able to ensnare him so he doesn't hurt you. So as you see here, I used my ensnare. That will also focus all the mobs on him and just attack him that way. So you can keep your distance and don't die to him, which will make fighting the Acolytes a little bit easier on Steel Path. Alright, after staying for 5 minutes inside the Ophelia mission without any boosters or resource blessings or anything like that, we finally got 2 Tellurium and we got 1200 Polymer Bundles for 5 minutes of farming. Alright, just as before, you want to set up at a choke point where the enemies are gonna come from 1 to 2 directions. And you basically just want to kill the enemies here and go and do that as you did before. So we're gonna farm this mission for 5 minutes again, and we're gonna see if it has any difference in farming here. Alright, after around 5 minutes and me struggling to actually kill an Acolyte, I ended up actually going out, almost dying, but yeah. It's around the same in the Polymer Bundles when I farmed this one here. My kills per minute was a little bit lower in this mission though than the other one, so keep that in mind. But yeah, this is without any resource booster or anything. So yeah, feel free to do Ophelia or Assur, all after whatever you want to get. Of course, you can get a little bit more because of the bonus resource drop chance of the corrupted mission right here, but other than that, those two are like the main missions to farm Polymer Bundles later in the game. And I guess you could also do them on normal mode. You wouldn't be able to get as much, but you would be able to get some. Alright, so just to quickly summarize everything in this video, we went over 4 different methods. 2 are early game, 2 are a little bit further into the game. I would recommend doing, if you are not able to fully survive and do survival missions yourself on the Steel Path, I would recommend doing the ones on Venus, as it is a quick and easy way to get it, and you don't have to struggle and do too much, and you can basically do it very fast and very easy. Of course, it's gonna be in your favor if you have a little loot crate build, for example a Limbo to destroy crates or a Xaku as I used in the video. Other than that, if you are further than that and actually able to do Steel Path survival and have a good squad, also with the resource boost and other stuff, I would recommend you doing Ophelia or Assur, depending on whatever you wanna get, Tellurium or not. Those are technically like the best places in the game to actually farm Polymer Bundles, as you will get a high quantity, but you will also have to have a high kills per minute to actually maximize this farm. So doing it in a squad will of course be better. If you have a decent build, you can of course do it solo too. I was struggling a little bit, but I don't have like a great Khroa build either, so that will also be a little thing. But yeah, that is basically like the 4 different ways I would recommend you to actually farm Polymer Bundles. Also do remember to check out the Discord, which is underneath in the description. We have a little community building, and feel free to join that or ask any questions on that one. We also live stream on Twitch almost every day at Late and Tipsy, so check that out too. Hopefully this was helpful in some sort of a way, but yeah, anyways, I will see you in the next one then. Peace.